everyone, it's Mia from Rose Nails by Marissa Coombs, and today I'm just going to show you how to fit a paper form. So I'm going to be using these SBD London forms, and can we just appreciate the amazing holographicness in the form? They're so cool. Right, so this is my husband's hands. I have got one nail that is going to be fine to fit a form on properly, and one nail that I have deliberately filed into a bit of a wonky funky shape so that I can show you how to modify a form for a client's hands if it's needed. So, first of all, you're going to get your form off the backing paper like this, and you're going to push out the little tab that's here. Now, if you've got, that's going to be where your client's fingers are going to go. That's going to go sort of next to the hyponychium underneath the nail. So you're going to need to rip that little tab. And then if your client's got quite straight nails, you can use this at the back of the form, which I will just show you. I kind of show you like, oh, you could do it like this. And then I think, oh, I'll just show you anyway. Right, so you can pop it like that, just so it gives like a straight edge to the form. So if you see what I mean, there you go. So now it's got a straight edge here. So some people have really, really straight nails. So that's definitely helpful for that. But my husband has not got straight nails. He's got quite curved nails. So I'm just going to start again with a new one. So I'm just going to remove that tab. And again, just rip that perforated edge. And I'm just going to roll the form in between my thumbs. Now, these SBD London ones are really nice and thick, so you can roll them quite well and get a nice little C curve going, which is really going to help when it comes to putting your form on. Now, once you've got quite a C curve on it like that, I don't want to roll it too much because my husband's hands are not majorly C curved. So you're just going to close the end of the form. Make sure that you've got both of the sticky tabs like bang on each other and close it right up to a point at the end. So right now you've got the end of the form closed up, but the front is all still open like this. So it's all nice and open, and then that is going to be how you fit your form. So I'm just going to get my husband's normal nail. And then this is just going to literally slide underneath the free edge. Make sure you don't kind of like go in too heavy-handed, otherwise you're going to damage the hyponychium underneath the nail. I'm just going to turn it onto its side so you can see it's nice and straight and it's flush with the free edge. Then you're going to pinch, gently pinch, the sides of the sticky bits onto the finger. You can leave those two little bits of tabs of the form open or closed or whatever your preference is. And now I'm going to squeeze, right, so this bit's still open. I'm going to squeeze these bits together, and if you'll notice, that sort of creates a bit more of a C curve to the form when this is all closed up nicely. So you could be ready to do your application at this point if your client is having a long extension. If your client is having a shorter extension, just showing you that that's all nice and sealed up. If your client's having a shorter extension, you can pinch it, which I can't remember if I show you now or in a minute. I'll show you in a minute, I think. Right, so this is where I filed my husband's fingernail into a wonky shape, just because he didn't have any wonky nails. So I kind of had to make one for you. So we're going to pretend that that little bit that I filed is like naturally like that, and we can't help it on your client's nails. So as you can see, if I applied this right now, there's like a bit of skin. I'm hoping you can just about see it. Look, there's skin. So that's going to mean that product is going to go onto the skin. It's going to leak in between the nail and the form. So that does not fit. I could make it fit by filing the nail properly in the first place, but obviously for the purposes of this video, I've chosen not to. So to even it up, where my husband's free edge, like the natural free edge is, that isn't damaged in this case, I'm just going to chop a little bit of that form so that when it comes time to putting the form on, it will even up, if that makes sense. I'm just going to show you now. So that's had the left hand side, as you're looking at it, slightly chopped so that I can push it further down the nail and I can match it up to the shorter side. I really hope that makes sense for you. Obviously, if it was the other way around, then you would chop the other side. You can also, just where I'm showing you here, you can chop these bits just to get a bit of a straighter. Right, so on my husband's nails here, it's just after the 3 silver lines on each side. So I'm just going to get my scissors because I've sort of found my marking point, and I'm just going to snip completely straight after these 3 lines. Apologies, by the way, if you can hear my son. It is the summer holidays and he's downstairs screaming. Right, so I'm going to move those bits out of the way and give it a little bit of a roll in between my thumbs again and close up the end of that form exactly as I did last time, but now I've modified the form to fit this specific nail. So that's all nice and closed, and it's still open at the other side, except for this time we have modified the form so that it fits, what am I talking about? It fits the free edge nicely, and I've just chopped the sides of those forms so that you can get them out of the way if you prefer to, just to make application a little bit easier. That's really helpful to do if your client does have like quite big side walls or anything that's going to get in the way and interfere application. If you need to, just tuck, as I'm doing there, I'm just tucking that bit of form underneath the free edge, just to make sure it's nice and flush. So right, you see how this bit is quite, like obviously it's in a C-curve ready to apply, but if you want to give your client a shorter extension, I'm just showing you that's obviously fitted and modified, and this one is fitted to a normal nail. So if you were going in for a shorter extension, I would pinch this further down and it brings the whole C-curve in. You can watch the whole thing sort of shrink in and give a much tighter C-curve. So if you're not going to use the entire length of the form, then I certainly wouldn't bother having it all open like that. So I'm going to sort of shrink this down as if my client was having quite a short extension, and that really tucks in that C-curves and gives you that bit of strength. I'm just showing you that that's the bit that's not going to be used. And it gives a much nicer C-curve, and the form is going to be much tighter compared to how it is on the free edge on the modified nail. It brings in a much tighter C-curve, which is really nice. So to remove these forms, you just take them off on the sides from the skin, hold the client's nail and pinch and bring them down like that. So imagining obviously you have sculpted your extension by this point. You don't want to damage the extension. You certainly don't want to pull up because you're going to rip the whole extension off or hurt your client's nail. So I'm just going to show you again. You pinch and you bring them down. And then you've got 2 perfectly formed extensions, although my husband has not. And then it's all done. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you've got any other questions about fitting forms or modifying them, then please ask me in the comments below and I will try my best to help. Thanks ever so much for watching. Bye!